For more, let's talk to Arsalan Iftikhar. He's an international human rights lawyer and founder and managing editor of the global news portal, the Crescent Post. Mr. Iftikhar, welcome to the programme. Thanks for joining us. So Tunisia want to try Ben Ali, but how will that happen given he's in Saudi?
Well, that's a very good question. The Tunisian officials have indicted him on 18 charges ranging from conspiracy against the state to voluntary manslaughter to drug trafficking and even drug use. And so I think, the first message that they're trying to send to the international community is that the interim Tunisian government does have the capability, the judiciary of Tunisia does have the capabilities to try him domestically. I think the way that they're going to get him is by reaching out to Interpol in Lyon, France, to try to get a universal warrant against Ben Ali. And I think, once that...
If Interpol do issue an arrest warrant, will Saudi then have to hand him over? How does it work?
Well, I think this is where you get into a little bit of political jiu-jitsu and public diplomacy. I think that Interpol will have far more weight with the Saudi royal family than the interim government of Tunisia. And so I think that it was a strategic move, a little three-dimensional geopolitical chess here, to try and put some more pressure from an international body like Interpol as opposed to an interim government. And I also think that this is also probably a tacit message to the neighbors in Libya and to Muammar al-Gaddafi, especially to say that, if you continue on this path, you might be actually facing an international criminal court.
And you have to wonder that, if we spin on a little bit, should he be extradited back to Tunisia, would he then get a fair trial?
Well, I think it would be a long, drawn-out process. Again, there are 18 charges against Ben Ali, and any lawyer knows that when you get into indictments with 10, 20, 30 charges, on it, you're basically casting a very wide net, hoping to get a few guilty verdicts. And I think that, when you have things like drug use, I don't think they want to, convict him for smoking a joint. I think that, the United Nations estimated that 219 people were killed in Tunisia, and so I think they want to go more for the voluntary manslaughter or the conspiracy against the state convictions.
All right, Mr. Iftikhar, in a sense, there's nothing new because he was already wanted for murder and incitement, but this is the first time that charges have been actually produced. And I guess prompted as well by potential justice being seen in Egypt with the Mubaraks.
Right. Again, I think that, this is as important of a legal maneuver as it is a political maneuver. I think that the interim Tunisian government is, trying to send a dual message both domestically to their own people and also to the international community that, after the Jasmine Revolution, they are trying to transition into, a post-Ben Ali regime. And, the way that they're trying to do that is by putting him on trial domestically. I don't think that, his crimes were tantamount to war crimes or crimes against humanity. That would require a United Nations Security Council resolution to trigger the International Criminal Court's jurisdiction. And so Tunisia, thankfully does have a very strong judicial system. They have a lot of human rights lawyers. And so compared to many other countries in North Africa and the Middle East, I think that it's one of the countries that can actually successfully prosecute Ben Ali.
All right, very interesting. Arsalan Iftikhar, appreciate your perspective. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure, Nick.